if we as people can actually start building that trust for other people, if we can start communicating, if we can keep open minds, and this is just a mission that the population is just gonna do, we're just gonna have to improve on it as a whole, because I mean, our social trust here is up, you know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of people that like, you don't just trust your neighbor.
Yeah.
And it's sad. You don't trust police officers, and it should be that way, because if we can trust police officers can trust us, then the whole system will run a whole lot better, because we'll have trust and respect for each other.
Yeah. And that goes a long way, because, you know, you got to be able to, you know, love your neighbor, you know, like the Bible said. I don't want to get religious or anything, but you do, you know. I feel like nowadays, especially with technology, like, people are not going to say what's up to their neighbor and, you know, check in on the neighborhood. You know, like, it used to be where everyone on the block knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they knew your mom, your dad, you know, their work schedules, whatever. But now people are inside on the phones. You know, they don't care what, you know, what so-and-so's doing next door or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like that just takes away from the human experience. And we should be able to be one with one another.
Yeah, that's the most important thing in life, really. I mean, yes, you need to demand control of your life. Yes, you need to make your money. Yes, you need to do something for yourself. But at the end of the day, bro, like, connecting with other people and actually having a genuine connection with another human being, actually being able to talk to someone and dig deep and talk about the things that, you know what I mean, are controversial, talk about the things that are hard to talk about. And if you can talk about those things with people, and if you can build your relationships, real, genuine relationships with people, then you've made it in life. Yeah. Because that's the only thing that's important, man, is taking care of your people and building connections, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Because the only thing we're going to leave here with is our memories.
Yeah. And I mean, we got to leave a legacy at some point, you know. Mm-hmm. I want my kids to be able to, you know, look at me and be like, you know, my dad did something. He made a difference. You know, he impacted people's lives. And that's what I strive to be. You know, I try to be my best self, and, you know, I want people to remember me as, you know, he did whatever he could for his people. And, you know, that's just the way I like to, I would want to be remembered.
What is your ultimate goal in life? Where do you want to be? What jobs? You know what I mean? What's your vision?
Yeah, I mean, once I get my forensics degree, I really don't know what I want to do. I just, you know, I want to be able to help people, and I've been flirting with the idea of working for the FBOP, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and changing the way the prison system is, and you know, just making it better, because it's not good at all. But I took a tour not too long ago at the JDC, the Juvenile Detention Center, and it was really, like, eye-opening and really cool to just see all the stuff that they're doing to, you know, rehabilitate these kids. And I've never really seen that before. You know, they have classes, they have basketball courts, they have you know, they had a garden, and it was just, like, awesome to see, because, you know, these kids grew up, they didn't have that, you know, like, there's kids in there for murder, all that. But one thing the guy told me when I was talking to him, he's like, I don't judge these kids based off their charges. And I thought that was really cool, because I feel like a lot of people, like, once they see, like, oh, you know, this kid committed a murder, well, why'd he do that, you know? Well, it was probably the big homies on the block told him to go do that because he won't get as much time as they would, and yada yada. But we just, like, I don't know, I just want to be able to do something different in the law enforcement side, and change the way that people view them, because a lot of minorities don't like the police, and, you know, I'll be the first to say that, because they have a history of not how do I put this? They have a history of, like, not agreeing with us, I guess you could say, and, you know, just
engaging.
Yeah, and just going after us and stuff. So I just want to, you know, change the people's mind on that. If you know, like, if I ever do become a cop or something like that, or, you know, work with them, I would be, you know, the type of officer to go into the hood and, you know, play basketball, or, you know, throw the football around. You know, I'll tell the fire department, open up them pumps, and, you know, let's have some fun, you know, neighborhood hero type thing. But yeah, you know, that's the goal, man. I just really want to make an impact, you know.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We need those neighborhood heroes. And I actually really like that you were able to witness that, because in that jail, the juvenile detention center, some of those kids had more opportunities there than they had on the street. And when we actually can provide that for them, that's when we can actually start rehabilitating them, because we're giving them what they never had. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a great episode. We broke everything down for you. You got any last words for them?
Nah, man, just, be the change you want to see in the world, man. And, I ain't saying I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, demand control your life.